September 19th, 1932. Once the stock market had crashed and all the banks had closed, it was very hard for me and my 3 kids. Just the thought of you and your kids having to struggle to survive was horrible. But having to go through it was worse. It's just as hard for me, for all the families going through this rough time. I'm glad to only have 3 kids, as if it were more, it would be harder to look for food and water to last us as long as possible. When the stock market crashed and the Great Depression started, it was very hard for us to find money, seeing as all of our money and hard work was in the banks. They had closed, leaving us with nothing but dust in our pockets. It was disappointing to tell the kids that Mom had little to no money, and we have to save as much resources as possible. The kids were very sad and upset, knowing that it was going to be even harder to live and do stuff. The food, water, and money were very rare to find, but to all that had some, they were lucky. It's ironic to see what caused this was just because factories had too much goods but little services, which also caused the stock market to crash. No clothes, food, water, maybe even houses were all lost. Items, objects were repossessed, etc. The pain most had gone through, the suffering that followed, being traumatized, mostly younger kids, and the regret of decisions that were made was what this Great Depression caused. This massive problem made everything much harder for not only my family, but the rest of the families, everyone as well. Maybe even harder than it already was without the stock market crashing and the banks closing. The clothes we had left were not the best. My children didn't even have shoes. The dresses they were left with weren't suitable for the winter, if it was to come around. Our house looked like a run-down shack. They were so slim that you can tell they had not eaten. So many problems and tragicness that you could even see all their problems play in their eyes.